Hi, I'm Scott with Trading Post Pickers. This is going to be a what sold. It says for sales, but I'm still trying to find one. For some reason, it doesn't have a location on it. But right now, for sales for $108. So let me show you what they are. First up is it's an award from 1968. It's from Coca-Cola, New York. It's for Superintendent of Repeat Sales. It's really nice, but ended up selling for $21. Okay, next up is a Jaws tank top. Nice and simple. I think we paid $0.25 for it, but ended up selling for $10. And it is a size medium. And for now, until I find this last piece, this is, it's not a full set, but it's a bunch of Pokemon VHS. They have the silver and gold edition. I only have 3 of the silvers. And 5, I think all the golds are there. 5 of the golds. But we've had these, we got these about midsummer. I think we paid 50 cents a piece for them, so $4 for them, and they ended up selling for $35. All right, we have a few more going out here. The next 2 are from my cousin's estate. We're still selling some of her stuff. It's not all Christmas. This is actually Valentine's. These are very soft. I'm just trying to see what the brand is. I know the bigger one is Hallmark. Sorry, battery died on me. This first one is New Tags. It is Snoopy with little hearts on his head and angel wings. It is Hallmark. And the second one is by Whitmore. This one is actually a little Snoopy with devil horns. Christina a lot of these up together because they weren't really worth much separate. But she lied these together and they sold for $9.74. Next, like I said, is from my cousin's estate as well. This is a little Boyd's Bear, jointed, New Tags. This is Cheetah. And he's a little 7-inch. He sold for $10. And if you didn't notice, he's a mouse, sorry. Cheetah the mouse. Now, I would rather have, this has actually surprised me. This is not a tie. I would rather have these instead of ties. This is a bean sprout. It's about the same size as a tie. It feels the same as a tie. Maybe not as full. But this one is Danny the Dalmatian. And not like regular ties. Ties are probably maybe $3 tops. Probably less. But this bean sprout itself sold for $20. So keep an eye on bean sprouts. I sold one of these last week when I got them listed. But this is the exact same one I sold. This is Spider-Man, Marvel Comics. It's got Torment in it. It's August of, well, this says the first issue, August. I believe this one's from 1990, but this one sold for $7. The big one so far, Stampin' Up. This one is unused. It's called I Dig You. It's got 8 rubber stamps in it. And it's got bulldozers, dump trucks, stuff like that. But this one alone sold for $40, $39.95. This is part of that big, huge lot. We're probably already even at least. I'll probably got about 30 or 40 more, but this is probably the biggest one that I've sold out of it so far. We have a Radica Big Screen. This is Solitaire. It's from 2004. It is tested and it works. We probably paid $1 for this, I think. It was at Goodwill, and we sold it for $17. And have you seen on the last couple of what solds? These marble chess pieces, it was sitting in the death pile. We probably got it from auction lot. It's on the bottom, but didn't list, and then we finally started listing it. They're selling, and we sold several during Christmas, and this is the first one after Christmas. But this is a little marble Aztec, and we got 4 more of these pawn pieces left. But this one sold for $5.50. Next one is where we bought the Barbie Playhouse. This was some of the furniture that was inside. We've already sold that Playhouse for $100. And we paid $35 for all of it. Maybe $30. We sold the Playhouse, and then we've also sold Mary Kate and Ashley's 2 beds. But this is actually a bathroom set. There's the bathroom sink, shower. I think I figured how that goes. Oh, this way. Shower, and then the toilet. But these 3 pieces sold for $20. This next one's pretty cool. We were gonna keep it. We got this when we was in Florida, but we decided against it. This is actually a Kodak EasyShare. It's a digital camera with the printer. It does work because we actually used it. It's got some extra paper, and I believe the camera is in here. That's the charger. Here's the camera. It's a little tiny camera. But we got this in a state sale over close to Orlando, and I believe we paid $10 for it. Basically, he was going to buy it for us where the grandbaby is born, but we decided against it and go in a different direction. But this one actually sold for $60. I just actually listed these 2 days ago, and it sold probably within 20 hours, 24 hours. This is some of the Thomas the Tank track pieces. This is just the half size ones, which they were 4.5 inches. There's 12 of these track pieces. Oops, 11 now. I lotted them together and they sold for $9. This came out of the Kansas City bin haul, which that video should be coming up here before you see this one, I believe. This came out of Goodwill. It was $8, but it was a bunch of the Mr. Potato Head items. This is just his feet. There's 4 sets of feet, purple, blue, red, and green, and it sold for $15, and that's after we paid $8 for the whole tub. But it still has a bunch of his face hats, stuff like that, still left over. So this is the first time we sold out of it. I had a bunch of this McFarlane sports figures that I had bought a whole bag full down in Florida, and didn't do anything with them. I sold some already, but these are all the baseball figures. Let me see if I can get them all out here. You got Chipper Jones, Sammy Sosa. This is his All-Star uniform. This is Mark McGwire's All-Star uniform. Barry Bonds, another Barry Bonds with his All-Star uniform. Jeter, and he has a broken hand. And then you have Manny Ramirez. I think 4 of these are complete. Jeter, of course, he's complete except for his missing hand. And then the other 2, they don't have the pads, I don't think. But that's all marked in there as descriptions. But all this sold for $15, and it basically sit in a death pile. A LP, Local Motion by Pepper. This is from the gentleman that came into the store when we was down in Florida. We might have $5 into this one, probably a little bit less, but probably $5. I don't know, somewhere in there. But it sold for $15. Next is some comic books I just listed, I think last week it was. But this is Eastman and Lair's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This one is from 1987. It's not in excellent condition. It is worn, but it is a readable copy. And I priced it down that way. This one sold for $7. I don't even know if I have a quarter into this. I had 2 big crates full of comics that brought in, and I bought them all for $250, and I sold one out of it for I think $200. So probably not even a quarter into this. So this is not a bad sale, and this is pretty easy to ship too. For those that I'll go ahead and talk about it now. For those that are trying to do comics, you can order the cardboard backing and the plastic to put them in online. This protects the corners. And then what I do when I ship them is may not be the right way of doing it, and I know they're free and probably taking advantage of it, but I get the flat rate envelopes, I put it down in there, seal it, and then I put it in a bubble mailer. This gives it double protection on the corners. There might be a better way. Might be able to find some different cardboard pieces, or you can cut out a box to fit around it. That's the way I've been doing it. I've been doing pretty good as far as my feedback. So might be a little secret about doing that. If you don't want to use these, if it's a higher dollar comic, I use this cut out cardboard and do it. I think the cardboard and the plastic are fairly cheap online. I haven't ordered some. I haven't ordered any in a while, so I'm not too certain on that. If I didn't say so, that comic was $7. You've probably seen these before. This is actually Gorham. It's crystal glasses. We sold these once before. It went out, came back, bad address. I've been in contact with the person. I think he was a drop shipper. I kept telling him I got it back, and if he wanted me to reship it, it's going to cost a little bit more for shipping. I kept asking him. He never responded or say how he was going to pay for the extra shipping. So I just canceled it, gave him his money back minus the shipping. and relisted it, and this sold again probably within 2 weeks. But it's 2 glasses, got the little heart on them, and it sold for full price for $17. And again, it sold like within 2 weeks for full price. All right, next up is it's from a Corningware tin cup percolator. This is the heating element for it. Cannot sell the percolator itself, so we parted it out. The percolator, I guess, was recalled, but we went and parted it out, and I think we got the percolator for like $2 maybe. We've already sold everything but the basket in it, and we've probably made $25–30 or so on it, including this, and this was $15. Next is a pair of shoes. Looks like they're going overseas. These are Blowfish, and she put the name of them is Beria. It's got canvas on it, size 7. We got these at a yard sale with 2, maybe 3 other pair of Blowfish. I think she paid $2 for these, and this pair sold for $25. I had this one listed for a while. This is a Sidewinder controller by Microsoft. I think it's one of those kind of got lost in the system after it's been set for so long it got stale. But I did an end and sell similar that I learned from Rebel Reseller. Thanks, Rebel. And I've been doing that for a while now, and it seems like it has been helping. I did the end and sell similar on this, and this itself sold for $15. And this came out of my my death ball. It's actually pretty cool. And when I first grabbed it, I didn't see the ball inside, and I thought I might have broke it. But when we first got here, we went to a yard sale down around one of the base of the mountains. We bought this a decent sized collection of salt and pepper shakers from this lady, and she just talked us to death. I got about half of those listed when we got back, like within a week, and it kind of got burned down on them. And then we got the shed, and I was moving everything down here, and they kind of got lost. We probably got a dozen more that was left over. Christina sat down, and I think she listed them all. There might be a couple that she didn't list, but she lists these, and these are actually kind of cool. I didn't even pay attention to them. There's a little design. You can't see them because it's so light up around the top of it. This is a Crown Victoria Lovelace porcelain china salt and pepper shaker. She listed these, and probably within 3 days they sold for $20. I think it broke down to where we paid $1 per salt and pepper shaker that was in the whole box. But yeah, within 3 days, $20. Next is my favorite. We were waiting to go to an estate sale, which we haven't been to many estate sales this winter. But we stopped by a thrift store, and you saw well, hopefully you saw the short on it. It was this racetrack that we ended up getting, and I was already happy with that. But when we got to this estate sale, we walked in. It wasn't too terribly crowded, but they had great prices. Christina was going crazy in the seeing all the stuff in the kitchen. I ended up going downstairs, and there was some pretty cool stuff downstairs. But what stuck out the most is this racetrack right here. This is an Aurora motoring real racing console 8 race set. It's HO scale. It does have all the pieces in there. It does have 2 cars. Let me see if I can overlook. It does have 2 cars in them. They look like they're in excellent condition, and has all the track pieces. The motor itself, it hums like it's supposed to, and evidently I didn't know how to hook it up correctly, because all it has is a little metal wire that hooks straight from the motor straight to the track. I'm not a fan of electricity, so I don't know if I hooked it up right or not. I made a note of it in the description, saying that it buzzes and everything I did to it, and said it may or may not work. Well, within 15 minutes, we got this for $8 too. Within 15 minutes, somebody asked for pictures of the cars to make sure that the wheels weren't cut out, that the wheel wells weren't cut out, and that the window posts were fine. So I sent him pictures, and I told him that, you know, they look great to me, and even the tracks on the bottom don't even look like they've already been worn. But before I could even respond back, he'd already bought them, and then he asked a couple more questions. So I just sent him pictures. He was really nice about it. Yeah, this sold within 15 minutes for $100. I went back and looked, because there was 3 of them sold for $98.99 and $100, and only one listed for $125. So the sell-through rate was awesome. But I went back and looked, and most of them was the same thing, and it said 2 cars, but I think the cars were the cheapies. They weren't that great. I probably should list this a little higher, because I went back and looked, and this car alone, it looks like it sold for $35. I probably could have got 110, 100, maybe 115. I'm okay with the sale, especially with him asking so many questions about the cars. He could probably get 3/4 of his money out of these cars. That'll be my guess, if he has the right customers. If not, I mean, it's no big deal. Well, after eBay fees and everything else, we probably made, I'm guessing probably an $80 profit, probably. We got the track on Wednesday. I listed it yesterday on Sunday, and it sold. So 15 minutes and get $80. I'm not going to complain at all about that at all. So this is actually a good sale. This is probably my favorite. I just hope the other track sells just as fast. Okay, and we got 2 more sales. If you've watched some of the past videos, you've seen these little bookmarkers. This is from one of the shuttle missions. What they do for promotional items and souvenirs is they cut the bay liners out of the back of the shuttles, and they attach them, and then they laminate. This is actually part of the bay liner of one of the Discovery missions. I think this one may have went to the moon. No, I went to the International Space Station. But I had a gentleman give me several of these. It just gave them to me. It kind of surprised me. He gave me some newspapers too. That's because he used to be a mailman over at the Kennedy Space Center. But we've already sold like 2 or 3 of these, and this one itself sold for $25. Had it marked a little higher, but I do have 2 more left. This is from my cousin's estate. We're about to do a sale on her items, and actually going to do sales on some of our old stuff that we've had in stock. Got to make room for yard sale season. But this is Lennox. It's called the First Waltz. She has a little fan. Very, very pretty. But this one sold for $15, and the money will go back to the family. Okay, that is it. I am going to get this boxed up. I got to figure out how to box this one up correctly to protect it. I know I need to wrap the tracks and keep them from slopping around in there. But I'm going to get this stuff packed up, get over to the post office. All right, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.